Yeah, Brad,
Hey,
question here.
yes.
Yeah, if someone married a green card holder and they're here in the States, they married a green card holder and the green card holder has passed off, do they stand any chance of receiving the status upgrade or no?
Well, if you're married to a green card holder, you can get your green card here, but you're either going to have to be eligible under 245I, meaning that you had something filed before April 30th, 2001. I'm assuming you're married to a green card holder and you're out of status. Obviously, if you're in legal status, you could always adjust your status, file an I-130, stay in legal status, and when the priority date is reached, you can adjust your status as long as you stay in legal status. But if you're married to a green card holder and you're out of status, then you would need something filed before April 30th, 2001 in order to grandfather you in. If you don't have that, by all means get married, file the I-130 nevertheless, wait for your spouse to become a citizen, and then if you entered on a legal visa, then you could adjust your status that way as well.
All right, now here's the case, because I'm calling on behalf of someone, but they married a green card holder. They're now in the States. They married a green card holder, and that green card holder has now passed off.
It's passed off.
Yeah. The person had passed off. So do they stand any chance of, or do they got to get remarried?
Did that green card holder file a I-130 visa petition for that person?
No, she was already here.
But nothing was ever filed.
Yeah, she did file, but I think in 2006 or 2007.
Well, you can get somebody to complete the case provided you are grandfathered under 245I. If not, then you're going to really need to start over because you're not going to be able to adjust your status here.
Okay, because I think they did file in maybe 2006, 2007.
Right, but let the person come in because maybe a parent or they had something, they did try to do something previously. Sometimes people don't realize they're grandfathered in. In other words, let's say sometimes I grandfathered a lot of people in because their parent got their green card in the 90s or in the 80s, and that person was included on the case and they were under 21 at the time. So a lot of times you can be grandfathered in creatively. So it may be worth it just for that person to give me a call just to see.
Hi, I'm living in the state of Utah. I was charged for a misdemeanor on December 20th. I'm now eligible for my citizenship. Is it possible?
Well, you're not going to be. Yeah, they're not going to make you any citizen whatsoever while you have a pending criminal case. So that would have to be 100% resolved.
Okay, what about after the 1-year probation?
No, you would have to wait 5 years. You need 5 years good moral character. Not to say you're not a person of good moral character, but what the law says is that if you pled guilty to a misdemeanor, most misdemeanors would render you with not good moral character, and you would have to wait the 5 years from the end of probation.
Okay, so do the 1-year probation, and then
we have to wait 5 years. 5 years.
Make it 5.
No, 5 from the end of probation.
And off.
Right. Unfortunately.
Okay. Okay, then. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm good. All right. My sister, she's married. She's in Jamaica. She's married to a United States citizen. He's filing for her currently, and she has a visitor's visa. Can she go?
Well, if she has a visitor's visa, it's valid as long as she's coming to visit and not to stay permanently. It shouldn't be a problem.
Right. So if she come while the people are in the system and she decides to stay, how will that work?
Well, she would have to come with the purpose of visiting, and then after she stays 90 days, if she changes her mind, she can adjust her status.
No, she's married already to the.
I understand that, but you can't put in adjustment for 90 days.
Oh, okay. So even though the document is filed already,
you're not understanding. When you come as a on a visitor's visa, you're coming and saying I'm visiting. If now, let's say 2 days after you came, you say, you know what, I'm going to put in my adjustment of status for my green card here, because right now she's processing to get her green card back home. They would deny her. They would say, you lied to us. You said you were coming to visit, but you had the intention of getting your green card. So what the law says is that if she waits 90 days and then does it, then the law presumes that she changed her mind.
But Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm calling on behalf of a friend of mine. His
Right.
spouse came to America, and she got sent back at the airport. However, she went to Canada and came over the border, and she got married to him while he was a resident. He has since become a citizen, and she had paid the fine in 2001 and filed her papers, but the lawyer got something mixed up, and now I think they put her in deportation. Is there anything that she can do? I'll listen to you on the radio.
Well, what happens was is what happened. Yeah, what happens was what happens unfortunately is if you got stopped at the border, she had a 5-year summary exclusion. So then if she re-entered the United States again within that 5 years, even though she was able to pay the penalty fee, they said you came, I'm assuming that's what happened, that she re-entered within that 5-year period. And if she re-entered within that 5-year period, that's why she got replaced in deportation, because you can't re-enter the United States within 5 years of a summary exclusion without pre-permission. The other thing that may have happened is she waited 5 years and then came back, but they denied her adjustment because they said you had a prior misrepresentation. And if you had a prior misrepresentation, then you would need a waiver, and maybe her waiver was denied. But if she's before an immigration judge, certainly we can try to help her. You can always try to help somebody as long as they're still before an immigration judge, and as long as they're married and she's 245I eligible. Why not? Let's try to help her and file the requisite waivers.
I want to ask on behalf of one of my friends.
Right.
He came into the country September, October. Right, he came in on a visiting visa.
Right.
His wife wanted to put in the petition for him, but he has a daughter. His daughter is 7 years old.
Right.
And she came in in December.
Okay.
If they're putting the papers now, would it affect? Would it be any problem for his daughter to get through? Because he said before 90 days there would be a problem.
When in December?
Maybe about a week before Christmas. So the end of December.
The end of December, into January,
yes.
And February. After 60 days with the daughter, I think is okay. So as long as it goes into March, it's fine. Wait at least 60 days for the daughter.
Yeah, Brad, I have a question.
Go ahead.
I'm U.S. citizen, and I apply for my mom, and she's already here. She came in 2005 on visitor visa.
Right.
And I get the approval, and I get the fingerprint date, and I did the fingerprint. And can you tell me how long it takes?
This is for your mother.
Yes, for my mother.
Okay, and she's here. If you're adjusting her status here, it should be 5 months in total if you did everything right.
5 months.
Yeah.
And the second question, I have to go with her on interview or no?
If there's an interview scheduled, I would suggest you go with her. Sometimes they don't schedule interviews for parents.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also do.
Yeah.
Last week I asked somebody to call in for me, but they was telling me what to say, but they didn't explain it. So
Okay, what's your question? No problem.
Yeah, I have my citizen 15 years now.
Right.
And I got a child lately 4 months back home in Jamaica.
Right.
My name is on the birth paper.
Right. The child's a citizen. Child's a citizen. All you have to prove. I remember this question. All you have to prove is that you were physically in the United States for 10 years after the age of 14, and that, number one. Number two, that you're a U.S. citizen when your child was born, and that you are the father. And what you do is you go down to the country wherever your child is, take your child to the U.S. Embassy, and you can register that child as a U.S. citizen right at the U.S. Embassy, and they will give him a passport or her a passport.
So they wouldn't give me an hassle, or what would I have to bring? That birth paper and
you would need to bring your taxes for the last 10 years to show you've been physically living in America. You need to bring your child's birth certificate, and you need to bring your naturalization certificate and your U.S. passport.
Oh, so would they? So could I apply for the passport same place at the embassy?
Yeah.
Oh, Okay, so
Okay.
that's all I would need.
That's
and
all you
then,
need.
So they would provide after
And you're going to also need, when you get a U.S. passport, you need the mother's signature.
okay.
Okay.
All right, I will try if I go down and
And you have a problem, if you have a problem, then give me a call when you get back.
Okay,
And then we'll fix it for you.
I will do that.
All right?
Okay. Yeah, hey, Mr. Brad Bernstein. I know this is the radio, so I just cut straight to the chase.
Thank you.
I was around 7 years old when I came to the United States in '89.
Right.
My mom became a U.S. citizen, and then basically I became a U.S. citizen underneath her.
Right.
Now, I just recently applied for a job at the TSA airport.
Uh-huh.
And I was rejected because I didn't have a document what do you call it?
Certificate of citizenship?
Naturalization.
A certificate of citizenship. Yeah, you have to file it on the N600.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I figured, how can I have a U.S. passport and,
Right.
why wouldn't they just accept the U.S. passport?
Well, they should, and I'm shocked that they didn't, but, you may, two things. Listen, I'm an immigration lawyer, so number one, file the N600. It takes about 4 months and you get it. Okay, then number two, you may want to talk to an employment lawyer because I don't know if that's legal or not to deny you a job saying you're not a U.S. citizen when you're presenting a U.S. passport.
Yeah, I've even spoken to my congressman. They wanted me to get a letter from the employer saying that.
Right, but two things. Number one, get your certificate of citizenship so you never run into this problem again. I'm not an employment lawyer, but maybe you should go talk to one. Those are my two suggestions to you.
Yeah, I'm just calling to get some information. See,
right.
Me and my wife separated like about 4 years ago, and I have no idea where she at. I would like to know how could I find out if she divorced me or not.
Well, there's every state in the country has vital statistics bureaus, and they're responsible for keeping track of marriages, births, deaths, and divorces. So if you know where your wife could possibly have been living, we can check the vital statistics bureaus of those particular states and see if there's a divorce on file for you. Now, if she did divorce you, it would have been divorced you behind your back because you're supposed to receive notice that you're getting a divorce. Many times people don't give you notice.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I need to ask a question.
Go right ahead.
Okay. My sister entered the country legally, and back in 2006, she went to visit a family in Texas. Around there, she got immigration picked her up, and they gave her a date to get deported. She was deported back in 2006. She left voluntarily, and now she's getting married to a citizen, a United States citizen. So I don't know what would be the outcome here.
I missed the first part. Why did she get picked up by immigration?
She went to Texas to visit one of my aunts.
Okay, and they just found her there. Okay. Right. There wasn't a criminal issue.
No.
And what year was this?
It was in 2006.
Yeah. Well, she's still gonna have a problem because she has a 10-year bar because she probably lived here illegally for more than a year. So even though she took voluntary departure, she still has a 10-year bar to 2016. Sure, they're definitely going to need the help of a lawyer.
Okay, so I should come see you guys then.
Yeah.